All right. We are live with our first match in the VTL. We have GnR SGTBunny spawning in the top right, not the top left, as the blue Protoss, and our purple Protoss is playing for ValidG. It is Dante. Thank you for tuning into the stream today. I am Goodweather Gamer, also known as Nastro, and my in-game tag is Exciter, although I will change it back to Nastro at some point. It's just having fun with the name change. Opening up with a gateway on both sides and the probes passing in the middle. Both the simulators going down for Bunny, and only one so far for Dante. But we see here Dante being a little sneaky, adding a pylon in, but it gets scouted right away by Bunny, checking his bases to make sure that he's not getting proxied. And so far, his scouts are paying off. Second gateway blocked for a second. It goes down anyways. And the Cybercore. And ditto for Bunny. Second gas added now for Dante. And a little bit of probe harass going on in the main. Probe versus probe action. Just going to take a moment here just to make sure that I have my stream running. Everything is going well. Live scene, correct. I actually can probably turn off my camera since I'm just doing a cast here, so I'm going to do that. Go off. There we go. And now I can see the chat. There we go. Okay. Now we're set up. We're flying. We're ready to go. Flying high. Warpgate is researching on both sides. We're going to see Bunny a little bit ahead and opting for 2 stalkers first, as opposed to the 2 adepts coming out and looking like they're going to shade across the map possibly, or maybe just do a little bit of scouting. Make sure there's nothing there, and they pop out. So we're going to have 2 stalkers versus 2 adepts to start off the match. The stalkers should be able to hold the adepts for the time being. We're seeing resonating glaives coming out from our ValidG, ValidG Gaming player. And Dante now pressuring the ramp just to check what's going on. Sees the stalkers, shades forward. Stalkers chasing, but a 3rd stalker has spawned. And into the middle line he goes. He gets 1 probe, 2 probes, but he is surrounded and killed. Very nice. Very nice response from the GnR player. Guns and Roaches, Bunny. Now an Immortal being added. Straight to the Immortal, not using, not building an Observer first. Gonna get the army going. Which may be a wise choice, since we've already seen the 2 adepts and already killed the 2 adepts. Blink is now being researched, and Immortal is coming out. Same Immortal. Same Immortal. 2 more stalkers. We're up to 4 adepts versus 5 adepts now versus the 5 stalkers of Bunny. And Nexus has been placed down for our ValidG, ValidG Gaming, and Dante. Now with these resonating glaives finishing up, they actually will be able to pick off some of these stalkers. Opting for a flank. Smooth moves. Smooth moves coming out from Dante, but will he focus fire? Looks like he's just going to run. Just fine for the time being, but he is going to come up to Bunny's defenses, which, scouting for the Nexus, sees no Nexus. Didn't go up the ramp, so he didn't see all these stalkers in the Immortal, although he has to assume that there's got to be more than he saw originally. No forward pylon for Dante, as it was killed earlier, or was cancelled rather. Scouted and cancelled. The Adept's still sitting just outside the base of Bunny. Shield batteries added for Bunny now. And charge. So we still haven't seen any zealots warped in on either side, but we do see charge being researched here for Dante. So I assume that the zealots will be in very soon. Shades coming forward, canceling. Now the observer will move forward and spot this army for Dante, and there's no observer here for Bunny, so it's not... He can make one. Here it comes. Okay. So now he will push this observer away and deny it and use his own observer now. Second robotics facility coming down for Dante, and moving forward with the Adepts. Get blunked on. That blunk. But opts to move back to make sure that he doesn't bypass by the Shades. Well, it looks like we may see a couple more lost Adepts here. One more lost Adept. Does he use the Shade? Two more lost Adepts. No, he cancels the Shade and moves back. But we are looking at a pretty nice army back here for defense from Dante, as he does have his natural expansion down sooner and with better saturation so far. Now we can't discount these two Immortals. So far there is the Immortal lead. But if you look up here, there's two Immortals being produced at a time. One now, but this one should start producing again once he has enough minerals for it. And that will very quickly even out the scores in army. Looks like Dante's posturing for a third base as well. Shield batteries in the natural and in the main for Bunny for some extra defense. One shield battery going down near the ramp for Dante. Simulators are finished, but I think he's waiting for higher saturation. And a Scout Phoenix going in just to make sure that he's seeing everything. Sees the Templar archives and sees the saturation and the army. One Archon and 3 Immortals. And no third base. Although he does see the pylon going down, indicating that Bunny probably does want to take his third base. So we see the Zealots moving out now and going to circle around the bottom of the map to try to deny that base or get any probe damage in that they might be able to get. Hallucinated Phoenix moving back now. Can I see upgrades? Where's upgrades? Upgrades. Alright, so there we go. 1-1 now being researched out of the double robotics bay. Or double forge, rather. And the Zealot attack hits right as the third base goes down. It will get cleaned up, but does some damage. Some nice early damage on the Nexus. This army now is starting to look pretty scary from Bunny. Dante really hasn't seemed to add to his army too much, adding these upgrades now, and seeming like he's wanting to probe and add some cannons at the moment. So this might be a good opportunity for Bunny to do some damage, because he does seem to have the greater army supply. Let's see here. How do I look at army? Army. Active forces. Yeah, look at that. Quite an advantage right now. He doesn't necessarily know that because he doesn't have his observer over top of the army. but it might be worth doing a poke here for Bunny. Rallying his immortal out a little bit further. I am thinking that once this base starts to get saturated, we're going to see some movement from the two armies. And if Dante doesn't start adding to his army now, he's going to be at a severe disadvantage. He is adding Archons now. He's going to be at a severe disadvantage at the initial army engagement. Just as I say that, the army move out from Bunny is happening, heading towards the third. Now it is going to get scouted by this hallucinated Phoenix. Very nicely moved down to the bottom at a good time. Check for any extra bases, and happens to see this move out. Bunny knows he's been seen. He's a little bit indecisive now, posturing in the middle, waiting for reinforcements and a Warp Prism. So once this Warp Prism comes in, we're going to see some action, I believe. Some defenses going down at Dante's base in preparation for this attack. But still, this army is, well, actually, it's almost caught up now. It's almost caught up. It's getting pretty close. So with Defender's advantage, we're going to be looking at a very even fight. Assuming that they fight on fairly even ground and one of the players doesn't get completely surprised. And now we see the engagement happening at the bottom of the third, so I don't think anybody's going to be really caught off guard. These cannons are going to go down first. Now, good force fields keeping the Immortals back, letting some good damage come in here, but there's not a whole lot of focus fire on the Nexus. It seems like the armies are mostly trading out right now. But the Archons have been lost from Bunny, and he's starting to get cleaned up here. He does still have his 5 Immortals. One goes down. Those are strong. They're still eating things up. And a Zealot moving from the back might be a little bit too late. It looks like Bunny has a little bit too small of an army to actually clean this up. Maybe he'll do a little more damage, but he needs to back off. Warp Prism still in the middle. And Dante makes a clean defense at his third. Doesn't lose very much at all, really. Adding in forges of his own now, as he sees that he is severely behind in the upgrades. Dante just now finishing weapon upgrade number 2, I believe that was weapon upgrade number 2. Not super familiar with the Protoss color scheme, my bad. The 4th base coming down for both players. Dante not really pushing his advantage right now. Just opting to wait for attacks to come to him. He feels that he has a strong advantage if he just defends. And I think he's right. Now this Warp Prism that hasn't moved. Kitty co-caster. She's back. She's back for another round of co-casting. It spots the Zealots, but oh yeah, it looks like we're gonna have Bunny move into position to clean up these Zealots. He did spot it, which is good. We're going to see these Zealots do a little bit of damage, but eventually just get cleaned up. Nothing really accomplished there. And some free Zealots for our GnR player Bunny. Weapon upgrade number 3 coming down for Dante, and weapon upgrade number 1 only being researched right now for Bunny. So despite having a slightly larger army at the moment, he's way behind in capability of that army. Is blank, but he doesn't have resonating glaives, not that there's any adepts, and he doesn't have charge. Oh no, never mind. I apologize. It looks like his Zealots do have charge. I didn't see it get researched. Some servers seeing pretty much everything. And spotted. Spotted by Bunny and cleaned up. Bunny's saturation is a little bit faster on his 4th. Not that it's a huge deal right now, but we could be seeing a lot more efficient mining from Dante. He is now transferring workers from his main to his 4th. And this Archon ball is starting to look a little bit frightening. +2 weapon attack is started, and +3 weapon attack is just finishing for Dante. So this is a bit of a delicate time for our blue Protoss. Dark Templars being warped in at the bottom. But there are photon cannons being built here. Now, they're not going to get there before the photon cannons finish, it looks like, but they can overpower them if that army doesn't move. The main army of Dante is also moving forward, so I think that these are probably going to do some damage here. Oh, and the shield battery comes online, and they're going to have to back off. But this 3-attack army is now engaging on this 1-attack upgrade army, and it looks like the mass amounts of Archons are just pushing back the Zealots. The Archons for Dante were not in position fast enough, and he felt that trade wasn't going well for him, so he backed off. Oh, and the DTs, look at that. Came in, killed the pylon, and now they're just doing work. Almost killing the Nexus entirely. Killing a lot of probes, too. Now starting shield upgrades. Completely mined out in his main. Still mining a little bit. His Bunny. Who has warped in DTs of his own, is now moving his DTs across the map to go deal with the 4th base of Dante, which does not have any photon cannons or any shield batteries, so it will be a much easier target. Now the main army does not have an observer with it, so it can't even move down to defend this. This is a pretty big deal here. Smartly pulling the probes towards a place that might be able to be defended, but there's no cannons here either. These DTs are going to have free reign on this entire area. Okay, the photon cannons being built in the natural, but effectively he's giving up by moving his army across and not building an observer. Where's the observer? No, he's building a warp prism instead of an observer. He's effectively giving up these bases right now. There you go. Photon cannons going down. And here comes the big trade into the natural, killing the Colossus almost immediately. Pop goes the Colossus, and in goes Dante. Now, Bunny is going to try to clean this up from the rear, but there's so many Immortals in this army, I don't think that is possible. I'm not sure that anything can kill that. Maybe Broodlords. That's a lot of Immortals. So they're just going to kill everything almost immediately, like it doesn't exist. And Dante wins. Because Immortals are